The search for secrets left over from the days long gone. Before the end of civilization as we knew it. In a dying world. In long abandoned ruins. Relics await, well hidden from prying eyes. In our world, there is only radiation, cold, desolation, and death. Since the day the Cold War ended, with mutually assured destruction. 15. 20. We are looking for a path that would lead our people out of the ruins. Mysteries of the past. But sometimes we forget the old adage. In the wastes, nothing is what it seems.
What up, people of the world? Welcome to Atom RPG Trudograd. I am super excited to be bringing this game to you guys. It's got a lot of amazing reviews on Steam, and it's a Russian version of the old Fallout games, which I really loved. So I'm super stoked to be playing it. I know absolutely nothing else about it. This is an entirely blind playthrough, as I haven't played the original or any of this expansion. So just before we get started, I'd love to give a quick shout out to all my new viewers and subscribers of the channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for all the support that you've been showing recently. All of the likes, all of the comments, and all of the subscribes go a hugely long way in helping the YouTube algorithm and my channel to grow and develop. So thank you ever so much for that. It really does mean the world to me. As I said, this is an entirely blind playthrough, so bear with me while I come to terms with the UI and get used to the game and how you play it, because I've never touched any of the Atom RPG series, although I have heard incredibly good things about them. So like I said, I'm really keen to get into this. So we're going to start a new game. We're going to create a character from the start. I did take a few moments to create a character previously, just to look over all of the statistics and different attributes and abilities that you get, so I didn't waste too much time at the start of this stream creating a new character. But yeah, we are going to go for a new character. We're going to go for... There's a guy who looks like... There he is. Mikhail. He looks like an absolute nutcase. Look at him. He looks absolutely insane, so we're going to play as that guy. We're going to change our name. Sorry, I haven't read this yet, so I'm just reading the biography. We're going to be called Psycho Pants, because he looks like a psycho. Psycho Pants, love it. Now for the distinctions, we're going to go for big boned. I like the idea of having an extra 2 health per level, because that basically doubles your health. That gives you a lot of health. Unfortunately, it takes dodge away by 20%. It gives you minus 20 dodge, and hunger sets in twice as quick. So we're going to have to buy lots of hunger. Lots of hunger? We're going to have to buy lots of food to stop ourselves from getting hungry with this build, but I like the extra health per level, so we're going to go for Big Boned, and then we're going to go for Freedom Lover, I think it is. Yeah, because I don't care about hand-to-hand or melee weapons. We're not going to use hand-to-hand or melee weapons, really. We're just going to use... I'm not sure what we're going to use, but we're going to avoid using hand-to-hand and melee, so we're going to go for Freedom Lover, because that gives us +7 to sequence, so we get to go early. Sequence, as far as I understand, is like your initiative, in initiative order. So the higher your sequence, yeah, represents the turn order of the character in combat. So if you've got a really high sequence, then you get to go first, and that I think will be really helpful. In terms of characteristics, we want to go for max intelligence almost. We're going to have 10 intellect, because that affects how many skill points you get. We're going to take our luck all the way down to 1, because I don't care too much about luck. Oh, it's taken off Big Bone for some reason. There we go. Big Bone and Freedom Lover. Then we're going to get endurance up to max. And then I think we're going to leave it at that. Maybe take 1 off of strength. And put it into dexterity, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I want high intellect because it affects the amount of skill points you get per level. I want high endurance because that gives you lots of health. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Dexterity is important for lockpicking and gives you an extra action points, I think. If we take that, yeah, 1 more action point is nice. So we're going to take our last point in that. Strength I would take right the way down to 0, but I'm pretty sure that there are strength requirements on weapons, so you're going to want to keep strength up fairly high to be able to use weapons. Yeah, I want survival to be up because it increases. When you get up to 100, you get experience while traveling on the global map. You also get global map traveling speed increased by 20%. So we're going to get survival up to 100 to start off. Because I haven't played the game before, because I don't know what weapons you start with and what weapons you come across quickly and what any of the weapons are like, we're just going to build a general sort of tanky, generically good character to begin with, and then we're going to pigeonhole him into weaponry later on once we've got a better understanding of what armor and weapons we have to use. So to start with, we're just going for a high health, tanky, generally good at various things, general things. First aid is only 8 off of getting the bonus, so we're going to take that up to 50. Stealth, I'd quite like to get up to... Oh, sorry, my chat's in the way. Let's move chat further up here for the moment. Can't take pistols and SMG down. Speechcraft, I'd quite like to be quite high. So we're going to put Speechcraft up to 100. Because that gives you personality +1 in dialogue. And I want to be able to pass speech checks. So we're going to get Speechcraft up to 100. He's going to be a very smooth talker. He's going to have Survival 100, Stealth, Lockpicking I'd quite like to get up as well. So Lockpicking we're going to get up to 50. 50, there we go, just to get the first benefit, which is experience received via using the skill increased by 5%, and that'll give us more chance of picking a lock successfully, because I want to be able to get into locked containers and locked places. Crafting, I'm not sure whether crafting's any good, but we want to unlock level 1 and 2 recipes, I think, so we're gonna bump that up to 50 as well. Just so we have level 1 and level 2 recipes. Now we've got 54 left to put into various things. I think stealth would be good, getting our stealth up so we can sneak around places. I don't know, I would put some points into weapons, but I don't know what we're going to use. It's going to depend on what we find in the game and what ammunition you find. So we're not going to put, we're going to hold off putting skill points into weapons first, and then just do general other skills. Speechcraft is 100, I'm happy with that. Survival is 100. First aid is 50, stealth is 50. I think we put the rest of the points into lockpicking, just to get increase our chance of picking locks as high as possible. Because I want, like I said, I like being able to get into locked containers and through locked doors and things like that. So we're going to go with lockpicking. Now, in terms of abilities, we want to go down the crafting menu as quickly as possible and pick up these two skills here, because this one gives you 20% increase to all experience received. So you want to pick that up early just to make the maximum use out of it. And this one gives you +3 skill points and +1 extra ability point each time you gain a level. So again, you want to pick that up as early as possible to make the most use out of it. So for the first level of crafting, we're going to take Fast Learner, because that gives you 1 skill point for every level, so that's very nice. 1 skill point for every level, yes please. Then we're going to take the 10% discount when trading, because we're going to have to buy lots of food, guys, and there's one here as well which gives you a 20% discount when buying food and alcohol. So if you stack the two of them together, that'll be a 30% discount when buying food, which is going to be really important for our character at the start of the game, because his hunger comes on twice as fast. So we're going to take that, and then we're going to take this as well, because it also gives you food items weigh 50% less in the inventory, which means we'll be able to stockpile more food without it costing us more of our inventory, as much of our inventory. So we're going to learn that. Now that we've learned that, we're going to learn the 2 skills that I wanted before, which are best in the class, 3 skill points and 1 ability point each time you gain a level, and effective training +20% to all experience received. Now we also want Master of Unlocking here. You gain an ability to open locks of your level instantly, so basically that means we won't have to put lock picking up too much, as far as I'm aware, because we're level 15 to start with, which means the lock has to be higher than level 15 in order for us to not use this ability to open the lock instantly. So I don't think we're going to need to increase our lock picking skill that much more if we get this. So we're going to get that one nice and early as well, so we can get into mini containers. I don't care too much about stealing, so I'm not going to get slap on the wrist. I don't care about the crafting too much, and I don't care about finding rare items. I want Bookworm. I'm not sure how many books you find in the game, but this will give you double the skills from books that you learn, so I want to get that nice and early so that every time we learn from books we get a double benefit from it. Don't want Cautious Thief, don't want Firearms Academy, because I don't know what weapons we'll be creating yet. 50% stealth bonus during nighttime sounds good, so we're going to take that. I don't want Capable Hands. The next thing we're going to go into is Survival, because we want some of these later ones, like Shield Master, Praetorian, and things like that. So we're going to take 1% chance to avoid knockdown per level, because I think knockdown is really... basically, it ends your game. If you get knocked down in the middle of combat, you get critical hits on you, and the enemy just messes you up. So we're going to take that to try and avoid being knocked down. We're then going to take damage resistance, and we've only got 3 more points, so we're also going to take carry weight and health points increase. There we go, and we're done. That's spent all the points. But because of the build we've gone for, with increased experience, increased skill points per level, we're going to get lots and lots of skill points, and we're going to get lots of ability points as well. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. Let's go next. Game difficulty, as I said in the title, even this is going to be an expert playthrough. Even though I've never played any of these games, we're going to try it on the almost hardest difficulty. I would put it on the highest difficulty, which is survival, but this is permadeath. Survival is permadeath, and I haven't played these games before, so I need to be able to save it. Because if we try permadeath, we're just going to die and then have to restart over and over and over again. As I ignorantly fumble around the wasteland, getting blown to pieces over and over and over again. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's our character, Psychopants. He's got 167 health, which is pretty good. He's got no dodge though, but he's got 8 action points, 167 health. He gets 29 skill points each level, which is really good. Good damage resistance, and yeah, he's just going to get loads of health as he levels up. So he's going to be quite tanky and durable. Let's start.
Attention, Major. Everything you are about to hear is highly classified. We choose you for this briefing due to your activities in the Central Waste 2 years ago. The information about the asteroid you delivered upon return from Krasnoznamenny greatly agitated the Central Command. Our science teams did not reach a solid conclusion, but all of them agreed that the potential impact of the asteroid would be devastating to all life in the wastes. This is why Central Command organized a special research group with the goals of studying the nature of the problem and finding possible solutions. For the last 1.5 years, the best minds of Atom worked on this problem. Now it seems that despite the current state of science and technology in the wastes, a solution has been reached. East of the Central Waste and our base of operations, there is a city called Trudograd. Once it was home to a special strategic manufacturing facility, the Inverter Factory, which was ran by a certain Professor Goryachev. As you know, Trudograd survived the war much better than most cities and towns of our motherland. Thus, it is possible that the facility still stands or even operates protected by the city walls. This facility is very important to our cause. Before the war, it was used to manufacture an experimental electromagnetic propulsion device, the RR-1 railgun. According to top-secret documents we uncovered during our research, this invention of Professor Goryachev was able to deliver special polymer-based projectiles straight into Earth's orbit, or even further into outer space at tremendous speeds. If this information can be trusted, this device might just happen to be humanity's sole chance at destroying the asteroid before impact. Your mission is to venture into Trudograd, find Professor Goryachev and scout out the inverter facility for any traces of the RR-1 railgun. If the propulsion device will be found, we will take it from there, securing entry and spotting it to HQ for further study and usage against the asteroid menace. Good luck, Major, and let there be Atom.
Cool. So that's the objective of the mission. That's the objective of the that's the story, basically. Interesting. I like it.
You're sitting in a small clearing in front of a blazing campfire.
Sorry, I'll just move my chat slightly further down.
Autumn forest surrounds you, and it creaks peacefully in the dead of night.
They've even got voice
The air
acting.
hangs heavy
That's really
with
cool. I
drops
like
of
it.
Snow and the beginning of winter. The fire crackles softly with the branches that you feed it, enchanted by the darting, dancing flames. Crackling wood and the hiss of boiling sap are the only sounds in your tiny campsite. With a sigh, you stretch your back and gaze over at your surprised guest. He's a short fellow, hunchbacked and raggedly dressed. He emerged from the tall trees about an hour ago and asked if he could warm his bones by the fire. Surprisingly, you disregarded your hard-earned knowledge of the wastes and agreed. Now, he's sitting on the opposite side of the fire, his face hidden in the shadows of a hood. His silence is unnerving. You begin to regret allowing the stranger into your camp. Maybe saying something would help ease the tension?
Start singing. Oh, how many I've killed, how many left to bleed out their lives in the dust. Let's do that.
You're hoping this weird song will frighten your mysterious companion into exhibiting better manners. Or maybe you just felt like singing. The man lifts his head and peers at you. At least you think he does. His face is still obscured by shadows. "Did you come here from afar?" he asks in a surprisingly soothing voice.
I'm a local through and through,
Well,
I guess.
if you say so. The man falls silent once more, but then throws a dry stick into the flames. Sparks fly up like a cloud of fireflies into the cold heavens as he asks, "Did you hear what happened in Krasnoznameni? It's a city to the west of here." You feel a strange urge to tell him the truth. Who knows why? Perhaps telling someone about your adventures will make them more real. Maybe even grant them some kind of meaning.
I don't know, did Atom take control? Is that what happened in the first game? Atom took control of Krasmenovsky?
Good old Adam. Guess those army boys got tired of riding in the backseat. Stranger adjusts his hood and sinks down into his tattered clothing. Say, you know what happened to that old bruiser Dan? Leader of the factory gang?
Dan is lost and there's no more factory gang?
Sad
Maybe?
to hear that.
I don't know.
Seems like the fate of Trudograd, that sweet little village is sealed. The man shivers slightly. Silence reigns again for a while until a wolf's howl in the distance causes you to look around frantically. Danger lurks in every corner of the wastes, and it pays to be cautious. Why then did you so calmly choose to share your campfire with this odd fellow, a man you know nothing about? As if on cue, the stranger speaks again. "And what happened in the trading hub? Paragon, do you know?" Glad to hear not all is lost in that corner of the wastes. The man stretches his arms up as if to pluck a low-hanging star. "Tell me, who did you share your travels with back then? I know it's kind of a personal question, but indulge me, please."
The former writer Hexagon.
"Once known as Trudograd. Yeah, I've heard of him. Anyone else?"
Travelled with Fidel.
"Oh, I'm so sorry. Anyone else?"
My colleague
"The worm
Alexander.
guy, huh? Is that everyone?"
That's
The man
it.
nods and again gazes down into the fire. You
I like
take
the
a
art,
drink from
the
your
way
water
it-
flask
the way it
and hold
changes.
it out to share. He shakes his head no. 5 hard minutes of silence follow until you've had your fill of waiting and guessing. You lean forward, focus exactly on the darkness within the man's cowl, and in a stern voice ask,
Who am I talking to? Introduce yourself.
"Over the years, people have given me many different names," your guest states without emotion. "But isn't it true that names, like other words, have no intrinsic meaning? Words are senseless unless living people recall them and give them purpose. Thus, when we meet again, I will once more become nameless."
I don't get it.
Of its own accord, your companion's hood slides limply away. But its absence reveals not a human head, but a glowing, undulating sphere of crimson fire. A deadly star. You yelp aloud, for a moment willing yourself to run, but already the night has vanished, dissolved in the haunting red glow. Never again shall you be able to hide from the invisible gaze of your nightmarish guest. That gaze is cruel and indifferent, and the lands it oversees are barren, burnt down to nothing but ashes and splinters of stone. You are so entranced by the endless landscape of utter obliteration that at first you do not notice how your own body has started burning. You are ablaze on the inside, like a bunch of cinders twisted into human form. And the wild, frigid winds scatter your ashes across the surface of the dead earth.
Ah! Yeah, that was a much better scream. And my eyes, whoa, that blinded me, that brightness. Where's my hat? Where's my backpack? That was a good question. Oh, you can rest. Okay, cool. Whoa, we got 400 out of 1500 hunger already. He's already starving. Statistics. Okay, so these are our... This is what we started with, yeah. Sequence is 18, so we should get nice and early jumps on our enemies, which is good. But our dodge is -6. So if we get attacked, we're going to get boned. Scrap quarter railgun. As far as I can ascertain, the legendary railgun was developed at the Inverter Factory. I need to visit the site and confirm the rumors are true. The factory should be somewhere in Scrap Quarter. Missing professor. According to Atom's most recent intel, Professor Goryachev is living at number 9 Kolotushkin Street in Trudograd. It's not much, but it's still a clue. Okay. Okay, global map, local map, Trudograd outskirts is where I am at the moment, an alarm clock. So you can choose to be resting on the bed. Okay, cool. I'm going to do that. Incoming transmission from the radio. Let's click on that then. You take out the portable radio you were given back at base. Don the earpiece and turn the dial. Sounds like HQ calling to confirm you made it to the city. Come in. Come in, goddammit, can you hear me? Checking in, this is Psycho Pants. I hear you loud and clear, over. Hello, this is Vasily, the communication specialist. What the f... Okay, now it's working. This communication specialist, Vasily 2104, do you read me, over? Loud and clear, this is Psycho Pants, over. Oh, we have contact. Hey there, Psycho Pants, how's it going? Are you in Trudograd yet, over? I guess I am. Yes, I'm in Trudograd. I stopped at an inn in the outskirts of the city and slept. Now I'm awake and ready to go. Instead of a reply, the radio produced another storm of white noise. You remove your earpiece and listen at a distance. Soon the static dies down and you catch a few more words from HQ. Not gonna lie, I couldn't make out any of that, but I hope you're doing good. Just don't get into any trouble. Everyone on the base is rooting for you. As you know, we confiscated all of Mycelium's archives when our boys took Krasnoznamy. I think that's how you pronounce it. According to their data, the meteor or meteorite, asteroid perhaps, let's just call it her Hesperus star. According to their documents, this thing is on a collision course with Earth. Therefore, your mission is extremely important. Do I need to remind you of your objectives, over? I'm not likely to forget my mission objectives, over. Makes sense? Well, just don't forget them later on. Check your portable computer regularly. There's a digital journal in there and lots of personal information about you as well, in case you need to be reminded of your identity or past. And also, alright, I'll check it on the hour. I'm checking it right now. Got anything important to say, over? A burst of fresh static covers up the reply. Ooh, we gained 30 experience points. Just let me finish briefing this goof and we'll take another smoke break. Oh, Psychopaths, you still there? I need to repair this hunk of junk radio. Remember, you have amber level clearance, so you can always contact us yourself. Good luck out there, over and out. Hold on, is there anything else I need to know, over? I hope you did a good job hiding your equipment we gave you, like in a closet or something. Anyway, the communication array is busted, so I can barely read you, over and out. Over and out. To view your characteristics, quests, and current time, local map, press K or click the interface button in the upper right. So that's this thing. Okay. Okay. Quests, done quests, fail quests, active quests, map. Doesn't have a journal anywhere as far as I can see. Was talking about a journal somewhere. Okay, we're going to save it. Just so that we don't... Did that save? It doesn't... Yeah. Okay. Take out the way to connect it. Come in now. Come in. What is it now, Psychopants? Nothing, just making sure everything's okay, over and out. Okay, so that's just the radio, which doesn't seem to have anything else. Huh, cool. Nothing, making sure everything's okay. What's this? Okay, this must be our inventory. On the ground, there's a duffel bag. Drop. Okay, so that increases our... gives us an extra 10 kilograms of carry weight. Brilliant. So we're up to 65 kilos now. That's pretty good. Thorny armor, crude spiked armor, not aesthetically pleasing, but still effective. Okay, I guess we're going to don the armor. That goes in our body there. We got 1,000 rubles. Wasteland dwellers still use pre-war rubles. Soda bottle caps were briefly considered as currency, but the idea never caught on. That's a reference to Fallout, obviously. Biscuit. Okay, so we've got some food. We've got biscuit here and canned meat. What's this? Coffee. Coffee is a real rarity in the Waste. This isn't choicey malted barley or even instant coffee. No, this is the real deal, comrade. Okay, so we've got something to sell basically already. That's good. And we've got an antidote to get rid of toxin and 2 stimulants. Stimulant FEN was used by the Red Army behind the scenes. After the war, it became popular in the Waste. Some have even figured out how to synthesize it. Okay, so that's like a stim pack basically. It gives us health. We've only got a weapon. We've only got a melee weapon to start with as well. So that gives us 600 hunger. If I eat that, it'll take up to 1,000. So let's eat that, shall we? Use. Ah, I see. Okay, so actually it wasn't... It doesn't take you up, it takes you down. So you want food to be 0. That's your hunger level. Hunger, your food requirements. At high volumes can cause negative effects and death. So I guess 1,500 is the highest it can be. And then you die. So it was at 400. This gave us 600. So we just wasted 200 hunger, basically. That's a shame. One might think an empty tin is nothing but garbage, but it's not. I'm sure you can use that for making stuff then. Well, we got cold. Condition caused by low air temperature at high values causes negative effects and death. Cold resistance is 25. And poisoning, the state one gets as a result of contacting toxic substances at high volumes can inflict negative effects and death. Okay. So I don't know where our journal is. Crafting, 1, 2, 3. Oh, those are the components. So experiment. Okay, weapon. Okay, these are all the weapons we can make. Ammo is the ammunition we can make, and clothes are the clothes we can make. Well, there's no point making a bag if that takes up the same slot. Equipment back. Yeah, this takes the same slot as this, and it does less, right? That's 10 kilograms of carry weight, and that's only 6 kilograms of carry weight. I guess if you're desperate, you could make a bag. If for some reason you drop your other duffel bag, I don't know. Whatever. Let's leave that. And then we got... what's this? Okay, that's switched between melee and non-melee mode. That's our AP, I'm guessing. That'll fill up when we get into combat. Okay, so that's how you switch between aimed mode and unaimed mode. Then we got minus 10 dodge and 167 health. Okay, cool. So, oh, this must be his hat. Let's grab his hat. Heal 0 health points. You take army hat. And that as well. Take empty bottle. Inventory, what does the army hat do? Soviet army captain's hat. Though too warm for the wasteland climate, could still earn some respect from the people around you. Oh, interesting. Plus 10% cold resistance, plus 15 speechcraft. Definitely going to wear that bad boy. Okay. Can you rotate the camera? We can. Okay. Take the cup. We're going to take everything that we can take because we don't know what's valuable and what isn't and what you can use out of it, but I'm fairly sure when we reach a vendor we can sell all the junk. You jam the door of the closet holding your room key. It's an unfortunate mistake but not deadly. To pick the lock, hold the left mouse button on the door and choose lockpick. Unlock, use information. Information doesn't give you anything, it just says you see a closet. Okay, so unlock. Gain 19 experience points. Whoa, we've got a lot of good stuff. Hesperus Star Phenomenon. The small book was written by some Alexei Arzamazov and printed in one of the Trudograd printing houses. To read, press use. So we're going to take that. We're going to use that immediately. Hooray, 60 XP points. I'm not going to read this aloud. You guys can pause it and read it if you want at your own time. I'm just going to read it myself quickly. Interesting. We're going to take that because we can sell it, I suppose. What have we got? Casperamide, an experimental pre-war drug. Popular opinion is that it cures just about anything. 50% effect, 30 minutes, -1 strength. I don't know what that does. We can sell it. Yeah, we're going to take 2. A condom. Condom is a valuable item for the Wasteland bachelor who doesn't fancy STDs. We're going to keep that with us just in case. A rope. Every self-respecting adventurer should have a rope or 2. It comes with the territory. 7.62mm rounds. This caliber used for automatic firearms. We got 30 of them, so we're going to take those. 9mm rounds. We're going to take those as well. Makarov Pistol. This pistol was a Soviet Union standard military and police sidearm from 1951 on. You need 60. It's recommended 3 strength and 60 pistols and SMG. We don't have that. We're going to take it anyway. Yeah, recommended AK-67 6 strength. We don't have that. This world-renowned assault rifle, officially adopted by the Soviet Armed Forces in 1949, managed to survive the war and end the human civilization. And the end of human civilization, sorry. It will probably survive us all as well. An assault rifle. Accurate perks, accuracy penalty 10% in close range, stun chance 2%. Okay, so we're going to take that. We're probably going to sell these because we can't use them very well. We might keep the pistol if we can get our pistol ability up to 60, which I think we can by next level. Ciggy, a hand-rolled cigarette full of smelly tobacco. There are too many smokers in the waste and not enough tobacco. A good smoke can help your concentration, but is also detrimental to one's health. 10-minute effect gives you +8 crafting, but gets you -1 health and -1 endurance for 6 hours. I think we'll probably sell those, since it doesn't do much else for us. Antidote we want. And your room key. Open your inventory and left-click and drag the key onto slot 1. This is places your key in your character's hand, then left click on the door to unlock to open it. Okay. So if we do slot 1, drag that to there. How do we see our pistol? How do we see our was it K to see our statistics? Characteristics. Pistols and SMG. Oh, 59. We're 1 away from being able to use the pistol effectively. That is so irritating. Okay. So next level we're going to put 1 into pistols and SMG. That way we can use the pistol immediately. Yeah. Right, let's click on the door with the key. In fact, I'm going to equip my pistol anyway, even if we can't use it that well. Do we need to reload it? 8 out of 8, no. Single. Aimed. Yeah, so an aimed shot is 4 action points, which is 1 more than a normal shot. Which takes 3 action points. Okay. So it looks like we're coming over here to the exit, but can we get into these other rooms? Probably not. Not without it being a theft. Let's have a look. Let's come down to the end. And we're gonna loot as much as we can loot. Oh, there's someone by the fire there. Oh, the door's open. Get out of my room immediately. Whoa, okay, my bad. I can't. You're standing in my way. You're literally standing in my way. I can't leave. Thank you. Now I can get out of your room. There's private residences. You're not welcome here. This is a private residence. You're not welcome here. Oh, my bad. Okay, now that she's calmed down, we're going to save it. Because I don't want to go through the start all over again. And we're going to try going into these doors. Let's see if we can go in. So we've gone in. Let's close the door behind us. And see if there's anything worth looting. There's always stuff worth looting around here. For example, in this wardrobe there is nothing. Oh man, okay. Is there a way of highlighting? Yeah, Alt. closet and a box in her private room, but she'll come running if we try and get in there. Ooh. Special weight set can be installed on melee weapons to increase the force of the blow. Used with battle gauntlet or boom glove. I'm going to take that. Thank you very much. There's people in this room, so we're going to leave it. This is the one we came out of, I believe. Yeah, it's locked now. Let's try this door. Locked as well. Can we pick the lock? Probably not. She'll probably go mental if we try and pick the lock. Is there someone in there as well? No, there isn't. Okay, she's right here. Okay, we're not going to do that. Let's try... Oh, this was the room we started in, because this is our bed. I can see we can highlight it. Whereas we can't highlight any other beds, yeah. Okay. What about here? Is this locked? It isn't locked in here. Let's go read this. You take Climate of Trudograd. We'll take the other glass as well. And then finally check the closet, see if there's anything in there. There is. We've got 23 rubles. And also another rope. Lovely. That could be useful. Let's check the book we picked up. Climate of Trudograd. A small book which, according to brief reference on the title page, was printed by order of the city government. Gain 60 experience points. Yeah, so because we took that perk which doubles the amount of experience we get from books, we're now getting 60 XP for it rather than 30, so I'm really glad I took that. We're already massing up double XP. Before the war, Trudograd's climate was mild, with very little rainfall and a high rate of evaporation. East, southeasterly and northeasterly winds were very common, with quiet air winds, arid winds in summer months. This type of climate is common to semi-arid desert zones. After the war, the city's humidity increased exponentially. This was most probably due to excessive flooding and the transformation of riverside lands to swamp. The exact reasons behind this change are unknown. At this moment, climate in the city outskirts is continental. Yeah, it's continental, with hot summers and long cold winters. Trudograd scientists remain vigilant and carefully track all available climate data. They're also developing new ways of controlling weather in the region. Cool. So yeah, we're getting lots of XP basically because we picked up that extra perk. See if there's anything to nick round here, or anyone to talk to, for that matter. This guy, for instance, might give us... We're looking for quests. Bomber gun. All I want is to ask a bunch of questions. What's your name? I am player, not the player, just player. I once put my name up as part of a wager and lost. Are you serious, dude? Failed personality. Of course I am. Bomber gun is a serious game and requires serious sacrifices. What do you do here? Mostly sit in the guest house waiting for new bomber gun players. Sometimes I also work as a wood churner. But let's not talk about the bad times. What's your name? I told you before, I'm the player. Oh, I forgot he told us. What can you tell me about the city? Checkmate critics. I like the writing in the game, it's good. Any hot rumors to share? What can you tell me about the city? Oh, we've done that already. Okay, let's change the subject. Tell me about this bomber gun. Ooh, bomber gun deck. Okay, so we're suddenly playing this game called Bomber Gun. Welcome to the game. Bomber Gun is a card game in which you and your opponent play as leaders of two warring city-states. The 6 cards that you're dealt every turn are the actions you can perform to lead your city-state to victory. Depending on their type, the cards can create resources for your city, use resources to attack the enemy, build defensive fortifications in your city. Everything I mentioned is represented by all sorts of indicators. Let me show you their features. These points represent the condition of your city, so you've got 10 life basically, I think. Some call these health points, yeah. Successful enemy attacks will lower these points. Some of your cards will also consume some of these points to cause massive damage to the enemy city or enemy resources. Watch your health points like a hawk. When the number hits 0, your city will be destroyed and you will lose the game. That makes sense. These are armor points, which represent the defenses the city has. If you have any armor points when the opponent attacks you, the armor points are take damage before your health points, yeah. This is very good for your city since armor points can always be replenished by playing certain cards, while your health points cannot be restored, okay. These are action points. The amount of cards you can play per turn depends on how many action points you've got. Every card in Bomber Gun has an action point value which you need to meet in order to play it. Okay, I can see that. Unlike all other resources, which we will discuss later, action points cannot be gained via card use or lost due to an attack. Action points are added 1 point per turn. During the first turn of the game, both you and your opponent have 1 action point, 2 during the second turn, and so forth, until you get 10 action points per player. Wow, okay. These are food points, which allow you to which show you how much food your city has in stock. You can add this resource by playing certain cards. Some attack cards can only be used if you have enough food points. And these are housing points, which show how much living space your city has. You can add this resource by playing certain cards. Some attack cards can only be used if you have enough housing points. Now let us gaze upon the cards you have. Your first card is Dugout. This is a resource card which will cost you -1 action point. This fact is represented by the black triangle with the number 1. There we are. When you play this card, it will add 1 housing point to your city resource pool. This information is represented by a picture of a house with the number 1 near it. I guess it's disappeared because it's got the description there now. A cramped, damp, half-buried survival shelter with a simple stove and a rusty bunk bed for most undemanding troops. Okay, it's a dugout. I get it. Yeah, there we go. There we go, the house with 1 on it, I see. Your second card is Paramech Kiosk. This is a resource card which will cost you 1 action point. This fact is represented by the black triangle with the number 1. Yeah, we read that already. When you play this card, it will add +1 food points to your city resource pool. This information is represented by a picture of a delicious deep-fried chicken leg with the number 1 near it. Yep, so that's food. Yeah, got it. Gotcha. Trench is obviously 3 defense, or 3 armor points. Okay, now things will get more complicated. Your fourth card is Scolia. This is an attack card. Many attack cards can only be played if you have enough resources as well as action points. Each attack card represents a combat unit which is brought into your city and trained to fight for your cause. Any combatant in real life needs at least a room to sleep in or some food to eat. This is represented by the resource consumption. The stronger the creature, the more resources it needs. Some combatants are self-sufficient and only consume action points when played, but the best units in the game will always gorge themselves on your resources. So, her bite is worse than her buzz, and her love for making nests on the sides of buildings rendering them unusable is feared all across the enemy city. So I guess that takes 1 action point to play and 1 food to play, does 2 damage, and also 1 damage to their housing, I guess. The resource requirements of your attack cards are placed near their action points indicator. The chicken leg here represents the card needs food points to be played, while the house represents the housing points it needs to be played. As you can see, Scolia costs 1 action point and 1 food point. The damage your attack card will deal to the enemy is represented in the lower part of the card. Yeah, red skull represents how many health points the card will attack your enemy city before. Chicken leg represents how much enemy food the card will destroy. House represents how much enemy housing the card will destroy. As you can see, Scolia will deal 2 points of damage to your opponent's city and will destroy 1 of its food supply. Really? This has got a picture of a house. I think that's a mistake. It should represent how much enemy housing it should. Yeah, because it's got 1 house, it should destroy. I think that's a typo. Anyway, note that the enemy has no food, it won't suffer food damage. Save your resource destroying cards for the time the enemy has a lot of resources for you to destroy. Your 5th card is Turnip Remembrance Day. Turnip Remembrance Day, that's hilarious. This is a unique resource card which costs 3 action points and will grant you 2 food points, 2 housing points, and 2 armor points. This card can only be discovered once for every deck shuffle. Use it wisely. So yeah, that's really good. Celebrating this ancient holiday with song, dance, and maybe a bit of sacrifice will bring you the blessings of Turner, the turnip goddess. Brilliant. Your 6th card is Sayoma Voronok. This is a very powerful card which will deal 3 points of damage to your city and your opponent's city. Oh really? Yeah, I see. Okay. I see, okay. 3 points of damage to your city and 3 to your opponent's city, and will destroy 3 of their food and 3 of their housing points. This is an endgame card because to play it you must have 5 action points. It will also consume 3 of your own health points. This is represented by the skull pictogram. This is the number of damage a card causes to its own city when played. Only the best cards consume your own health points. Use them with caution in moments of desperation or at times when you are sure you will win soon. Let us get rid of this card for now. In Bomber Gun you can redraw a single card each turn, but you can only do this at the start of your turn before any cards were played. The switched card is exchanged with a random new one from the deck. To show that you wish to switch a card, point at the draw button, then point at the card you wish to get rid of and press draw again. If you pick the wrong card by accident, don't panic, just poke at the card you really want to redraw. If you decided not to redraw at all after pressing the button, just press it again without selecting any cards. Oh, this must be redraw, okay. Redraw that. Cool, okay. Excelsior! You can now redraw cards. It is time to make a turn. During the first turn of the game, you have only 1 action point. So there's not much you can do. You can play one of your resource cards or skip the turn. During this tutorial I advise you to play the Pedomech Kiosk because this will allow you to play Scolia during the next turn and make some damage. To play this card, drag it into the playing field in the center of the board. Drag it to the playing field, left mouse button to continue. So we draw it there, do we? Okay. Smooth moves. You played a card, now you don't have any action points. To get more, you need to pass the turn to me. Poke the turn button to show me that you're ready to give me the turn. So that's end of turn. And he used a dugout. As you can see, I played a resource card and gave myself +1 food points. No, you played a dugout and gave yourself +1 house points. They keep getting that wrong. He gave himself 1 house point. You can see it here. Poke the word turn to show me that I can discard all cards on the playing field and prepare for the second turn. Press left mouse button that says turn to continue. Right, okay. Time for your second turn. You now have 2 action points and 1 resource. For this tutorial I recommend you play the private card you got after switching during your first turn. It will make you lose all of your action points, but it will cause me 2 damage and destroy 1 of my food points. You don't have any food points! You stupid fool! You useless old man, you can't even play this game correctly and you're trying to teach me how! Crying out loud! Get out of here, you dirty bum! But hey, what do I know? You can do your own thing. You have a lot of cards to pick from after all. I think I'm actually going to play Scolio instead of the private because he doesn't have any food, he's got a housing, and the Scolio will destroy one of his housing and do 2 damage to him. So I'm going to play Scolia. Hey, you're pretty good. It's only the second turn and you already attacked my city and destroyed all my resources. You've had enough resources to play another card. Do it. Yeah, I do. So I'm going to do Dugout. Give myself 1 house. That's it. No more hints since the next turn. We'll play against each other for real. Don't worry though, if you ever forget what some indicator means, just consult the player's guide. To win the game, make my city-state's health drop to 0, or if you're a pacifist, save up 10 food points and 10 housing points to be granted economic victory. Oh, that's cool. So he gave himself 2 food. And now he goes to the next turn. Now we've got 3. We need 2 action points. One food and 1 health and 1 house to play that. That will do 3 damage, 1, but he doesn't have a house to destroy, so that's not worth it. It's worth playing the private now, I think. Actually, it's worth playing this. It's worth playing Turnip Lady. Because she'll give us 2 housing, 2 food, and 2 defense. Yeah, we're going to play Turnip Lady. Because we want the defense. And we want the resources. Oh, he played a DFF, which gives him 4 defense. The Snow Hag will do 3 damage for 1 food and 1 action point and 1 food. What does it say about Snow Hag? The crazy babushka that lives deep in the woods, specializes in poison, ancient curses, demon summoning, and all other things evil. Or we could play this and... Oh, he still doesn't have a house. So I'm going to play this to destroy 1 of his food. And get rid of 2 of his defense. And then I'm going to play the private to get rid of his other... to do 2 damage. No, then I'm going to play Trench. To give myself even more defense. And then I'm going to play... We've got 3 house, so I'm going to play Paramech Kiosk to give myself 1 more food. So now I've got 2 food and 3 houses. He built up food, even more housing. Okay. So Caravanserai. This huge hotel-like structure can host and feed a huge amount of troops. Only problem is, after a soldier checks in, he doesn't ever want to leave. Yes. Paramech Kiosk says... Everyone loves a juicy meat and onion paramech pastry, well, except those who know where the owners got the beef from. That's quite funny. What does it say about the trench? This defense structure is pretty much a hole in the ground. Best part is, if the trench fails to protect your troops, it can double as a mass grave. Oh, that is dark. Okay, cool. I'm liking this game. This is a really cool mini-game. What does it say about the Northern Barbarian? Thief and pillager has a creepy obsession with crushing his enemies, seeing them driven before him, and hearing the lamentations of their women. Okay. He's a bit of a dick, really, then. Private says... Big and stupid, okay. Spends most of his time bullying greenhorns into submission. Sometimes gets sent to wail on the enemy defenses. Okay. Cool, I like it. What does the dugout say? I think I read this already. A cramped, damp, half-buried survival shelter with a simple stove and a rusty bunk bed for the most undermanned troops. Yeah, I have read that. Okay, next turn. Whoa, mother of Kuzma does 10 damage to me and 10 damage to him. It needs 8 play cards though. A small-scale nuclear apocalypse stored in a rusty old hydrogen bomb that some of your men found sticking out of the ground in a field. You should probably keep your distance. So basically that'll do 10 damage to him but 10 damage to me. But because I've got 6 armor, I'll survive, whereas he'll die. But in order to play it, in order to play it, I need 8 action points. So we're not going to play that. Infiltrator. What does it say? To weaken the enemy city, this man will crawl through rain and snow, feeding on local wildlife as he goes. He's no hero, he's a man who's good at what he does. Okay, so that requires 4. It'll do 4 damage and 2 damage to his food. That's pretty good. Sorry guys, bear with me 1 minute, I shall be back in just a moment. Right guys, I'm back. Sorry about the wait. We're just going to finish this game and then I'll probably wrap the stream up after we've thrashed this old man at cards. So we've got 5 action points to play, 2 food and 3 houses. We're going to play Northern Barbarian. And then we're going to play Private as well. And then we're going to play Dugout because it's the only thing we can play with our last action point. And see what he does. Conan the Barbarian. Whoa, Conan the Barbarian did so much. 5 damage, 2 food and 2 housing. The wise, powerful and extremely orthodox warrior king of Birobidzan. Any Shagets will tremble before the chutzpah of this mensch. That was a whole lot of Russian that I didn't understand. Okay, let's carry on. We can play an infiltrator if we have 4 food. If we have 2 food. Oh no, 1 house. Yeah, we just need an action point and a house, which we have. So we're going to play that because that'll do 4 damage to him and get rid of the food that he has. He's only got 1 health left. We've got 2 action points left. So we're going to play the canteen because it gives us 1 food and 1 health, 1 food and 1 house. Even. And let's see what he plays. Canteen. And a Myrmic, which did 2 damage to me and took away 1 of my houses. But he obviously can't play anything else, but there's only 2 action points, so that's good. We're making him waste action points. Do his action points stack? They don't, so you lose action points if you don't play them, so it's worth playing everything. Thug does 1 damage to me and 1 damage and 2 housing to him, so let's just play the Thug and finish him off. We'll lose a point of health, but he'll die. Brilliant. That's a cool little mini game. I like it. It's like the Witcher card game. They've got an extra little side game. So now we exit, I suppose. Exit the game, yes. People with this button will always be glad to play a session with you. Just click on this button and the game will start. So yeah, you can play that. Came here by mistake. Okay guys, so I'm going to wrap things up here for now. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching the stream, guys. I do hugely appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed playing. This has been an absolute blast, a fantastic start to Atom RPG Trudograd. Thank you for joining me. I will see you in the next episode. I produce content every single day, so peace out till next time.